He'll crumble under his own dead weight. 'Cause dreams do come true. Darling, I believe in you. I'll always read you 8 out of 8. Come back and cap. I'ma own the Bitcoin in the world. We'll never turn right or left. Taxation will always be theft. And you'll be my ANCAP girl. Come back and cap. These companies everywhere make me want to hurl. But our love will always be strictly voluntary. And you'll be my ANCAP girl. Yeah, you'll be my ANCAP girl. You'll always be my ANCAP girl.
What's up, guys?
Happy Friday!
Happy Friday.
Yeah! Welcome to Liberty Late Night. I'm Mary.
Ray's here. Oh, Ray's got a badge. We can't see the badges here, but I'll have to trust you.
You played it before I knew it was even going to play.
Yeah, I was on top of that one. We also got a...
This is Dave, by the way.
We love David.
We do have a David.
That was
Davin!
yeah, that's for
David Andrew
that's for
Gay's
the gay
here.
David.
It's been a while since I've seen you here. Well, I don't know, maybe
Look at the shirt she's wearing. Isn't that
I
cool?
know, right? Time really just anymore, I feel. Let's see. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Oh, Jamie's
yeah.
here? have a button
And
for that.
I see. I don't know. I can't see who popped up in the comment, but I see Dadman says Trisha's here. So hi, Trisha, if you're here.
Is she?
Hi,
Oh,
Keith.
okay, I
Hi,
see.
Josh. I already said hi to you, but I'll say hi to you again because I haven't seen you in a while. So, Ray, how have you been? Yeah. Hi. Dan's over there. We got Dan's over there.
Dan?
And then no one else is commenting.
Dan's a fantastic man.
He
He
really
really
is.
is.
Yeah. So it's March 19th, and spring is officially starting tomorrow. So I'm really
And you
excited.
know it's spring when Joe Biden falls up the stairs.
Oh my gosh. I felt bad. I did.
It is. You feel bad because he's old and
'Cause
stuff,
he's an old
and they're
man.
just
You know he's
dragging him
gonna have
out and stuff.
bruises
But you have
for
to remember
months.
that
Hi, Carl.
he's also a child sniffing pedophile.
Oh, thanks, Ray.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I can't forget about
Yeah,
the
allegedly.
evil man that he actually is. So, but whew, that was, yeah. Hi, Ryan.
Oh, Carl's here.
Carl, and we got Ryan over.
I know you've done something.
So yeah, the memes that are coming out of that are good, you know. But then didn't he say like it was his first time being named as a president or whatever? And it's like,
Did he say that?
I don't know, the New York Post or something
Hi, Jamie.
said that. So
They got to make something positive out of it.
absolutely. I have a
Hey, Phil
blanket
Pig.
on me right now
Because she's an old lady.
because I'm an old lady. Well, we're in the basement. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
cold
chilly
around
down
here. So
Opie effing
Hi, Phil
Taylor.
Pig. Hi, Opie. What's up?
That's how everybody was like,
There we
at
go,
first you're
there's
just
my
like,
blanket.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah, right. Oh, the golf balls. Yes, that's hilarious. I love it so much. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Winter,
back
yeah,
in
I stepped out, I
winter?
took the trash out just now and it's freezing out there.
Is it? Yeah, it's cold
Yeah,
down
it's
here
cold
right
here.
now. But I don't know. It's going to be in the 50s for a few days. So I'm just going to enjoy it and, you know, make the most of the nice days that we have when we have them. So, So spring starts tomorrow, and then what? You just celebrated your 42nd birthday. We had,
Something
which
like
was
that.
on Wednesday,
I lose
St.
track.
Patty's Day, yeah. And we did movie night here on Tuesday.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, well,
We
it was
watched-
over on Float.
Yeah, we watched Boondock Saints on Float. That was fun. Mm-hmm. Good movie. Shoot myself if you can tell me the name of that cat.
Hi, Aaron.
Oh no, RKO!
The 50s it's warm when you're coming up winter.
You done
here.
messed up, Aaron!
You know, it's out of the 50s there too. Yeah, it's nice. You know, after wintertime, 50s starting like bust out the flip flops, everybody. You know, real nice.
As soon as the snow leaves the ground, Mary's wearing
Yeah. I know, Dan. I've been thinking about you guys. It's Too Late live show is happening tomorrow in Tennessee. Yeah.
One of these years we'll get our shit together and
And we'll get there. Yeah. I don't know. I just with our van and it.
severe 64.
We weren't sure. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like the 50s. Yeah, that's right, Ryan.
It's grilling season.
It's always grilling season. I shovel paths out to the grill
Severe 64 in
and
Clinton.
shovel off the grill.
I bet you are, Aaron. You're out there. That's probably perfect weather for you, huh?
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking to two guys.
Dan and Pat.
Yeah. We were introduced to, and we're excited. Yeah, to have this little chat with them. But we're going to do are we going to do both wheels first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you tell him 9:45? I'm just trying to stay on track.
Oh, Dan's not making it this time. Yes, we should. We should keep moving.
Okay. Oh,
We got
Dan,
5
you're
minutes.
not making it this time. Okay. Hi, Gary. What's going on? Hi, Denmark.
Because he heard we weren't coming. Oh,
he's
man,
like,
you
oh,
guys,
what's the
how
point
have
of
new
even
friends
going?
showing up?
Gary, what are you doing here?
Hi,
You're
Celeste.
causing a
And Celeste
scene!
is over on
No
float.
way to work. Yeah, right. Hi, Patricia. Hey, Tim. What's going on?
Tim's here.
Timber!
I also want to say that
we gotta do
before
the
we do the
pricing.
wheels, I want to say that tomorrow night.
What's up, Mike?
Hi, Mike. Tomorrow night I'm going to be on Derek's show.
I don't have that
Trash.
ready yet. I'll have a picture for it
Okay.
later.
I love the promo that he put up.
Yeah, if you're on float, check out his
If you're on
talking
Float,
trash
yeah.
promo.
It's
I was getting set up and I'm like, what the hell is that?
so yeah, check it out and then come check
Hello,
check out the show
Joshua.
Sorry.
Tomorrow,
I'm hitting the buttons. We got to
at
move
9:30
quick.
Eastern. It's going to be fun. I'm very excited that
I should have my chats
offered the
up,
opportunity to go.
I always
hang out.
miss chats.
Dave will be not.
I'll be producing still in the background.
Are you?
I want to be upstairs like watching it, but I'll.
Okay.
Oh, Celeste sent me something.
But I'll like throw something up at the ceiling here to let you know I need your help. Thanks.
Yeah, because I
Thanks
won't
so
know for like
much.
90 seconds.
Yeah, or longer. It depends.
Done.
Yes.
You are acknowledged.
Hello, Denmark. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we're going.
Thanks,
What are we giving away?
Firestone.
Why are we giving away a thing?
We're giving away a thing to our Patreon members, the LLN patron members. We want to say thank you for supporting us. So every week we give a little something away.
Just a little thing.
As a little thank you.
We get 2 of these.
To the folks who have, supported us. And we really appreciate everyone who's here. So
Mm-hmm.
we just want to say that first and foremost. So, but this Dave, he loves
I needed it the other day. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
find it when I was outside grilling in the dark.
Because the kids get a hold of it.
Yeah,
we need,
and then it's
we need
gone.
our own.
So we're gonna
and,
give
hide
some away.
them. Yeah.
Maybe I
there's
should send one to myself.
Grilling, camping, if you're underneath the sink trying to
Out
fix
jogging in
something.
the early morning.
Yeah, or that would have
dark.
come, when you were fixing
Yeah,
the sink.
that'd be really nice when I was
Yep.
under the sink.
So they come in handy, and your kids will love playing with them, so don't let them.
I don't
Unless
even
you
have
want to
the wheel
lose
up.
them, because
Holy
ours, we lost all of
Look
ours.
at that. I
Yeah.
was thinking,
So Dave's going to pull up the wheel here, and then afterwards we're going to spin the movie wheel.
yeah, we're going to do that.
Imagine jogging. Oh, yeah.
So like we said, we give away a little gift to our patrons. It's narrowing down because I haven't
We
added
remove
anybody back.
names every
Actually,
time
I'm
you
starting
win.
to add them back now because
Are you?
it's just too much of a hassle to remove everybody. So many people have won so far.
Okay.
So I'm starting to add them back. But the names are getting bigger. You can see them now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're going to go ahead and spin that. Click the spin.
Okay.
Oh, we got 3 minutes.
Headlamps are awesome. And then we'll do the wheel spin for the movie real quick, just to see who.
Mike Burke.
Mike Burke! Awesome! Congratulations, Mike! Yay! Fantastic. Just send us your.
I got catching up to do too.
Send
So
your address so we can have Amazon ship that to your house. You know, you can send it to Dave or myself, or pretty much Dave because he's the one who handles it all. or to Laura Relay Night Page.
I'm just going to do this hot.
Okay, yep, we're going to go right into the movie wheel.
I'm going to open the...
And see what we're going to be watching on Sunday night, movie night over on Float, Flote. If you're not on that platform, get on that platform because it is fun and you're free. You're free to do the things you want to do. We get to stream movies and hang out with friends. What was that spin?
It's because I have to reset it because it's still...
That's like a bad spin on Price
Come on,
is Right,
Hot Fuzz.
you know?
All right.
Are we taking it?
No, it's still... We're getting ready. Ready?
Oh, okay. All right, click just... Okay.
Sunday night movie night. We are watching...
Ooh, look at that. 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Grab your snacks and come hang out.
We're watching Land of the
Land
Lost.
of the Lost.
The new one with Will Ferrell, right?
Will Ferrell.
The new one with Will Ferrell.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
What's up, Jamie?
Been a while, yes. You already said hi to Jamie. That's
Did I?
okay.
No, this is another Jamie.
Oh, nope. Same Jamie.
No, it ain't.
It is the same Jamie. Yep. You're okay. You're gonna go. That's fine.
No.
Keep looking. Go ahead.
Oh. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought that was the other Jamie.
It's hard.
Hi again, Jamie.
Everybody has to change their names if we already have somebody. No, I'm joking. Okay, so Land of the Lost, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Float. It's going to be a good time.
And the music stops.
Yes. We're going to have to figure something out for like intermission. Like 1 hour in, we just do an intermission or something like that. You know, like a 3-minute intermission so people can pee and grab snacks and more drinks and stuff. So
Look at that. We nailed it, man. We still got 1 minute.
Ray.
We did so good.
Let's see. Oh, Jacob! Hi! Searchers are finally finished and you can eat normal food again.
Oh, that's awesome. You're all healed up and stuff?
I'm so glad. Yeah, are you all healed up and doing well?
Ray was the first friend acknowledgement we did on today's stream.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. We can watch that. Thanks, Ryan, for giving the approval. We appreciate that.
Brain the size of a walnut.
Yeah, my shirt makes...
It's sparkly.
It's sparkly,
and see-through.
yeah. Oh my gosh, it is. I mean, not see-through, but you can see the bar behind me. I never noticed it.
Not the fun
Not
type.
the good see-through, right? No. All right, so that's what's going on.
So people are going to start coming in.
Yeah, we're going to have... did you set up the... Oh, you did. Okay. All right.
So we'll wait till we can hear each other and see each other.
Yeah, Dave's going to do all the make sure that everybody can hear each other kind of things. So, yeah, Jacob, I'm super happy for you that you have a whole new set of teeth. And you can eat soft brownies without the fear of the teeth breaking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That harsh water.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy for you. I have to post an update later and make some brownies. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Okay, so Dan's in the waiting room. Dave will wait to bring him on in a couple minutes. Dan, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
Awesome, I can hear you too. Can you see us?
Yep, I can see you too.
Good. All right. Great.
Let's see if all my magic works.
I
forgot I had their voices on.
Are we waiting for Pat or?
He's connecting right now.
Oh, there we go. All right. Abba Zabbas for Jacob, right? So, hi. I'm going to tell our guests real quick right now that you're going to see me do a lot of
I told him, yeah.
Oh, you did tell him?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
You
on top
never
of it
usually
today.
tell that people. So if you see us doing hand gestures, it's because there's all kinds of comments on the screen. And we like to interact with our audience. Good. Can you see and hear us also? Pat?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Ooh, I can fix this already.
All right,
Okay.
Dave's gonna do his studio magic stuff, but I want to say hello. I don't know. I don't do Zoom a lot like Dave does it here, but we usually only have one guest on, so I don't know how it's gonna go if one person's gonna pop up when you're talking.
Yeah, we're gonna do
or-
that for now and see how that works.
All right. So, so we got Dan here in front of me and in front of all of you guys, founder of Bring Our Troops Home, Dan McKnight. And what part of the country are you in, Dan?
I'm in Eagle, Idaho, just outside of Boise.
Oh, okay. All right. I've never been out that way. So what's it like out there right now? We were all talking about the weather and
60 degrees, and
That's
it rained
nice.
all day, but it's nice right now.
Oh, good.
it's
good.
warmer there.
Yeah. We're cold here. Yeah, we're by the Great Lake Erie, so we, winter and kind of lasts a little bit too long for me. Okay, so Before we bring Pat onto the screen, I want to ask you real quick about the Bring Our Troops Home. Can you tell our audience a little bit about that and how it got started for you?
Sure. Yeah, it's Bring Our Troops Home is an organization of mostly right-of-center, liberty-minded veterans. And I served in the military for 13 years, including a tour in Afghanistan in 2005 through 2007. And when I was there, we were part of the Idaho Army National Guard, and we were deployed with the 10th Mountain Division and 82nd Airborne. So we were with active duty military, and they didn't really care for us very much. They didn't like that we were National Guardsmen. Back then, early in the war, the National Guard was kind of looked down upon as a secondary military branch. And so we had a hard time with the chain of command and the supply chain and things like that. And we had a hard time getting support for things that we needed for supplies like body armor and boots and uniforms and, just stuff like that. And out of frustration, one day I climbed to the top of a hill deep in the Pesh River Valley, which is up in northeastern Afghanistan by the Korengal Valley. And I grabbed a satellite phone and I called a buddy of mine back home and I asked him to put me in touch with the governor. I was pissed, right? So I called the governor from a mountaintop in Afghanistan and I told him, he actually answered the phone in his office, and it was the guy named Jim Risch. And the governor said, I said, "Hey, Governor, this is Dan McKnight. I'm one of your National Guard soldiers. I'm a sergeant. I've got men that need supplies and our chain of command is failing us. I need your help." And old Jim Risch had only been the governor for about a minute. He'd been appointed the governor when our actual governor had gone back to D.C. to work for the Bush administration. And so he's like, "Dan, I don't know what to do. I've been the governor literally just a month, but I'll figure it out. I'll do something for you." And 48 hours later, our supplies were on the way. He honored his word, which is very rare for a politician.
Yeah.
So I'd always considered Jim Risch as kind of this hero. I got hurt there. I came home. I retired because of my injuries, and I went dormant for a while until about 2.5 years ago when Jim Risch, who's now our senator from Idaho, became the chairman of the Senate Committee on Foreign Relations. And he became the second or third most powerful man in the entire country in foreign policy. And I came out of my hibernation, and I thought, I'm going to call Jim Risch again and see if he'll help us end the war. I was tired of seeing my brothers go back for their 6th or 7th or 8th combat deployments. And so I called Jim Risch up, and he didn't answer. And so I wrote a guest opinion, and I sent it to the newspaper, and 9 newspapers picked it up and ran it. And then I cornered Jim Risch, Senator Risch, at an event in Boise, Idaho, and I drug a camera crew along with me to film it to make sure that we captured what he said.
Yeah.
And I stood up in front of this big Chamber of Commerce event, and I said, "Hey, Senator Risch." I reminded him who I was. I told him about my op-ed, and he stopped me right there. He goes, "Dan, I remember you. I remember your phone call. I remember you. I read your guest opinion, and I agree. We're done with this endless war. We're done with nation building. We're done sending money overseas to these nations that just don't want it."
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck, I did my job. That was easy. And old Jim Risch got back on the plane and flew back to Washington, D.C. And in the next 90 days, he voted 3 times to extend the war in Afghanistan, Yemen, and Syria indefinitely. And so I gathered a bunch of veteran buddies of mine together and some state lawmakers, and we formed this organization called Bring Our Troops Home. And we actively now advocate for ending the war and pressuring politicians to do their job and take back their authority when it comes to matters of war. And that's how we met our Pat, the other guest, is through those efforts.
Wow. Oh, boy, that's, frustrating. Surprising.
It sounded so hopeful.
That the politician would lie. But
that story took a turn.
Yeah, I thought for sure, oh, good. Oh, no. But I'm not surprised.
I'll tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, right to your face, and then... Okay, so Pat...
That's typical politician, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Pat, is he gonna... If he
it should.
Okay, he should just come right on. You're in West Virginia, correct?
Yes, that's correct. I'm in Charleston, West Virginia.
Okay.
Although I'm from the northern panhandle of the state, so for anybody listening out there, if they're Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I live about 30 minutes west of Pittsburgh, so West Virginia is a little bit geographically unique. So
yeah.
Hey, you're not too far away.
You're not far from us, though. We're only 2 hours north of Pittsburgh, so.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. What is the weather like for you down there right now?
It's cold.
Is it cold for you?
It's actually pretty warm here right now.
Really?
Oh, that's
I'd
nice.
say it's probably in the, mid-50s or so. So
yeah.
Wow, we're in the 30s.
Speaking, Now, where I'm from in West Virginia is actually north of Pittsburgh by latitude, just slightly. So it's probably a lot colder up home.
Okay.
So it's about a 4-hour drive. I'm actually at the State House right now.
There's a difference, yeah, when
Yeah.
it gets warmer.
So,
yeah.
Hi, Sean.
Dan's been the backbone of this organization, though, Bring Our Troops Home. And it's been a pleasure working with him and other state lawmakers on something that we can do at the state level to affect this hyper-interventionist foreign policy that's just gotten out of control, especially in the last 2 decades. And really, the sort of meat of that is what we call the Defend the Guard bill or legislation, which tries to take back under state sovereignty or some sort of state level control our state's National Guard units. And the legislation would prohibit or bar our state's National Guard units from being sent overseas into combat zones without a formal declaration of war from the Congress. So that's just the plain, simple language of the bill. And you might think it would be a pretty easy sell since all we're demanding is a vote. But I've introduced that bill now 7 years in a row, and
oh my gosh,
it's it's a little bit more difficult than what it might sound. So
wow,
what's really at stake? And I found out when I first introduced the bill. That's how I kind of knew I was onto something. I think that's what Dan figured out too, and so many other guys had figured out in the organization, is that just sometimes introducing the bill causes this disproportionate knee-jerk reaction from the national security apparatus. From the Pentagon, when I first introduced this bill, I was told by our state's adjutant general, which is the chief military officer over our state's National Guard, that the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. had called him and essentially implied that they would move some of our National Guard bases located in West Virginia into other states, or possibly close down some of the units, pull funding. That's a big string they have, or threat that they make. And politicians, when they hear that, they get very nervous. And so just by introducing the bill, the reaction is so there's so much, I think, worry about the idea spreading.
That's what it is.
That's how I knew right away that I was on to something.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
it turned out to be. So, but ever since then, it's been a battle. It's been a real battle. We just got through a big one last week, so just keeping the discussion alive, though, forcing the debate, forcing them to talk about it in the open, does wonders.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad Diego contacted us to spread this message.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That's what they're most afraid of, is ideas spreading.
Yes.
If you think about it, there's, I think, something like nearly 500,000 men nationwide in the National Guard in the various states. Maybe not quite that many, but near that many. And so if you start having states pass legislation like this, you're removing huge swaths of troops off the table for the Pentagon and Washington to be able to utilize and send them overseas into these endless wars that Dan was talking about. And
You're
so
talking
if you
about the
think
National Guard, the National Guard, the ones that are
National
supposed to be
Correct.
guarding the nation.
Right.
That's what's so crazy about this, guys, is that the National Guard, up until the global war on terror, really never played a role in these foreign wars, and so this has never really been an issue.
It's the weirdest thing.
I led a convoy right before I went to Afghanistan. I led a convoy from Idaho all the way to Louisiana to provide relief during Hurricane Katrina, because, and so did 50 other states, they sent National Guard troops down there, but I led the one from Idaho. And we went there because the National Guard battalion from Louisiana, who are engineers that build roads and bridges and levees and dams, were in in Iraq, building roads and levees and bridges and dams and serving as military police. instead of being in the home communities where they should be.
Yeah.
And that's not the role of the National Guard. You know, Pat, we call Pat the OG. He's our original gangster when it comes to the Defend the Guard Act. He's the brainchild. He's the one that's been carrying the load on this. And, you know, he kind of downplays his importance, but he gave a speech on the floor of the West Virginia House last week that should be played in every history class in public school. But it won't. But if you look up Pat Mcgeehan, or Bring Our Troops Home, you'll see the speech, and it's fire. It's almost as fire as the meme that you made for this episode. You know, I'm so honored that my head was put on a Weezer album cover. Rivers would be very proud that I've got my head on his shoulders.
I'm running out of ideas.
No, it was perfect. Yeah, it was. It was.
But I still get hit with
perfect.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephanie.
But yeah, so Pat's done this for 7 years, and this year we got the bill introduced or in some stage of introduction in 31 states. So all the groundwork that Big Daddy Pat's been doing over the last 7 years is starting to spread.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we're seeing resistance like what he talks about with the general calling him. In Wyoming last year, Liz Cheney called her own state legislators in Wyoming. You know, Liz Cheney, the heiress to the war profiteer fortune, right? The merchant of death. She sent message down that if we passed Defend the Guard in Wyoming, then she would personally see to it that she removed 2 C-130 airplanes from Wyoming and sent them to Texas. So we're going to take away trinkets if you follow the Constitution.
Wow.
And Tyler Lindholm was our bill sponsor in Wyoming, and he had a great line. He said, if saving one National Guardsman's life from fighting in an illegal and unauthorized war is worth 2 airplanes, he said, keep your damn airplanes, Liz. We don't want them. And that's been the resistance. We're seeing it everywhere. So we're just proud of Pat for what he's done over the last 7 years.
Absolutely. You
Definitely.
know, when the government starts getting like, you know,
that's why they love to give you stuff so they can threaten to take it away.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, Pat, 7 years. I mean, how do you even start with something like this? Like, I don't know how. Where do you go? What do you do? What are some of the first things that you did 7 years ago?
Pat, that's for you.
If you heard it.
What are some of the first things? Well, I mean, I don't
know how to get the ball rolling. You know, like how do you do it?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, how do you get the ball rolling on something like this? Like, what is the first few things you did, you know, 7 years ago?
Well, I mean, the bill just sort of came together from some different books I read. So after you get the concept together and you put the legislation together, I don't think actually at first people understood the gravity of what the legislation actually meant if they were to pass it. So Republicans took over this state legislature in 2014, and so we were in the majority, the Republican Party, that is. Mm-hmm. And so there was a lot of influential Republicans that easily just signed onto my bill. He said, you know, signing onto a bill is like, you know, I agree with your bill. I'm going to co-sponsor it. I would push it forward. So you have these influential Republicans that, you know, are in more powerful positions that set agendas and just have a lot more sway. They didn't understand what the bill would actually do until all of a sudden the military-industrial complex gets involved, and then they quickly understand, oh, that's a no-no.
Oh, my friends are calling me.
And, you signed what now?
And they back off. So I mean, if you're asking me how you start things, that's how it started for me anyway. And then, but after that, if you really want to get serious about it, you have to start forcing very uncomfortable situations at the State House.
Okay.
And a lot of that comes down to knowing the rules, knowing parliamentary procedure, you know, knowing how to force the discussion, whether or not they want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's something I think that holds real sway and real power with this bill. This concept allows state legislators that are a lot farther removed from the big checks and all of the money that comes with the defense industry in Washington, D.C. They're farther removed and insulated in a way from that because they're at your state capitals. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, like in West Virginia, we're just part-time. I'm not a full-time politician. I've got a real job. And so
as they all should be.
As it should be for everybody.
Yeah, we're only in session for a few months. Mm-hmm. And so this bill, though, allows you to discuss American foreign policy and gives you some sort of say in how you can maybe influence that in a public setting, in a public sort of square, you know, a lot farther removed from some of the more sinister forces at work in our nation's capital. And so I think that's really a powerful weapon. I mean, the truth's a powerful thing. So, you know, if you can get people that might be a little bit more independent thinking, away from some of the special interest groups that can pay attention to some of these strong arguments, that message can spread and it could be effective.
Now you are, sorry, my kids are, my son's watching YouTube videos. If you could hear him.
All right.
Okay, so you say you have a day job, and that's the thing. That's how it should be. For all
in federal office, they should have a day job. They should
still have day jobs. What do you do? When you're not working on this, when you're not doing this kind of thing, or in session?
I manage an alternative private school for troubled kids.
Wow.
Kids that have that orphans, kids that come from poor backgrounds.
Yeah.
Mainly have addiction problems.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. And do you talk
Pat,
about
Pat is he's really a saint.
That's immediately what came to mind.
He's actually a saint.
It's an actual saint. That's
I love everybody.
Trust me, I'm not. I talked to my mother.
They're all afraid of this act, and it's like all you have to do is follow the Constitution and declare war, and then it's fine. It's fine if we declare war. From what I read, it sounded like as long as we constitutionally do it as we're supposed to do, rather than just the legislative branch deciding to bomb people and send people around.
Yeah, they're just out there.
Or not the legislative. What is the
sending people out?
The executive branch. That's what I said.
Whenever and however and for however long. I mean, how long have we seriously been out at war?
Forever.
I mean,
Afghanistan's 20 years this year, and Iraq is the 18th anniversary is this week. It's Monday of next week. Excuse me.
Wow.
So it's been a long time.
What the heck?
A lot of our viewers have never been not at war.
Yeah. Yeah, the younger ones have.
Yeah. If you think about it, people say this is a multi-generational war, and most people think that that's just two generations, that a father and a son or a mother and daughter. But if you think about it, a 35-year-old man fighting in the war at the very beginning could have had a 17-year-old son who was just joining the military at the beginning of the war, who now has a son or daughter. So we were in a 3-generation war right now.
Yes.
And it's just absurd.
It is. So, I mean, the things like, Afghanistan and Iraq, like for you guys, I mean, do you say just bring everybody back? Like, let's just end it all like right now. How do you feel about it? Everyone come home?
There's never going to be a good time to leave Afghanistan.
Right.
When we leave, the Taliban's going to take over, whether it's now or whether it's in 20 years. It's going to take bold leadership just to pack up the circus tent and come home now.
Yeah.
Which is what we had in President Trump's promise to withdraw by May 1st. We were well on our way. We thought we were until this week when we found out that the Department of Defense has actually been lying about the number of troops that were in Afghanistan.
Oh.
There was actually thousands more there than what we were told. So now Joe Biden wants to keep the troops there indefinitely until his presidency gets the chance to win this war or fight this war or serve the military-industrial complex and bend the knee. But to quote a modern philosopher that I think most of us on this call in this conference would know, Trent Reznor said that when you bow down before the one you serve, you're going to get what you deserve, right? And so Reznor was right, but Pat and I and veterans that have served in this war, we don't bow down to the same gods that that our politicians do, right? We don't recognize the God of endless war. We don't recognize the God of the military-industrial complex, and we're never going to bow down to them. We're going to fight, and we're going to keep rallying the troops and bringing somewhat right-of-center veterans together, liberty-loving veterans who understand the Constitution and the principles of individual liberty, and we're going to bring them together, and we're going to keep fighting until we can bring an end to this war and this silly foreign policy.
Yeah. What do you guys do when, you're not out there, presenting Defend the Guard Act? How do you spread this message? I mean, you're not just talking directly to politicians. I'm assuming you're talking and trying to talk to regular people too, about this, right?
That's where the organization Bring Our Troops Home comes in. So in my life away from politics, I coach high school football and I own a small business with my wife. And everybody in my life gets the lecture. I'm that guy at a party. I'm that guy at a football game.
I can tell.
People have tuned me out so long ago, but we just look for places where the message will be heard. And we find legislators that are sympathetic. We go to conferences and places where liberty is shining, where Ron Paulers unite.
Yeah.
That's a crowd that really understands the anti-endless war message. And we find people that are like-minded, and then we just try and spread the message. And our Defend the Guard website, which is defendtheguard.us, is where we send a lot of people just to find information and to sign up for constant reminders and updates. And when I say constant, I mean like once a month. We are not a spamming organization. Right. I mean, if I was, I would just close my computer right now. But we're constantly educating. We're constantly testifying before state legislatures. We're constantly testifying against men that have stars on their collar and a chest full of ribbons. We just find a way to be that thorn in the side, or as Pat's called in West Virginia, that gadfly that stings the giant steed, constantly reminding politicians that the people are here. And so we just find a way to be engaged.
Do you get any kind of backlash from the normal citizens of the United States that would say like, well, but my son signed up for the service or this or that, and I want them to go, and they want to go, and you're making
fight them over there.
And fight them there instead of having them come over here. Do you get that kind of? Do either of you get that? And then what is your response if you do?
Yeah, there is that. There's always going to be that crowd. I mean, you can find that faction, I think, in every generation. That argument was made in the 1960s and early 1970s about Vietnam. Mm-hmm. If we don't fight them, in Saigon or Hanoi, then we'll have to fight them on the beaches of California.
Right.
I mean, people were actually saying that, and just to go along with a point that Dan was making, there's never going to be a good time to come home from Afghanistan. There wasn't too great of a time to ever leave Vietnam either. And we finally had to after we lost 60,000 Americans. And my undershirt is probably now, made in Vietnam. So
right.
Everything they said was either a lie or it was just out of ignorance.
Yeah.
And the same pattern is repeating itself, but the same patterns cannot continue. And so, you're going to get that backlash every now and then from that certain faction, but what has to be reemphasized is that this is not sustainable.
It is not.
Great civilization come to an end precisely because of these endless wars along the frontier. And what helps us fight back, I think, against that faction are guys like Dan McKnight, myself. I mean, look at our haircuts. We're not counterculturalists from the 1960s. I served in the military too.
High and tight.
I was in the Middle East. I was in Afghanistan for a little bit. And I come from a long line of military warriors. So, we're not running. We're not cowards. But we do believe in some sort of objective truth. We do believe in some sort of higher power, and it's not the state.
Right.
I think that's one way that our organization has been able to combat that faction, because sometimes I like to think the logic and the power of the idea can win in the end, but you need a lot of credibility as well. And I think guys like Dan and the guys that he's brought into this bring a ton of credibility, more so than they even realize.
I have to. Oh, did you want to play this? Dave?
No, we'll play it later.
Okay, we'll play it later.
Yeah.
But we have it pulled up. But I watched that earlier today. Do you ever get nervous at all? I'm looking at your video here, and we're gonna play it a little bit later. But do you ever get nervous when you're standing up to talk about this stuff, or you just feel it so much that it's like second nature for you to talk about it?
Yeah, I get butterflies in my stomach every now and then. I mean, I know I'm walking into a hostile crowd.
Yeah.
That
Not a lot of friends.
a lot of people would like to see me go away.
Mm-hmm.
But I do a lot of focusing ahead of big fights that I know have to be made, and I'll think about guys like Dan, and just remember that sometimes when I'm talking, I'm not actually talking to the people in the room. And my girlfriend would tell me, you could have said this, and this could have, played to this crowd in the House chamber, played to that crowd. You might have been able to sway this guy or this person. And I had to say, I'm giving the most morally superior argument possible, because I'm not trying to dumb the argument down just because this person might be concerned about, whatever it is that, they might be swayed by. It's not the ideas, but you're trying to talk to that argument that's at the highest levels possible. I think reaches people beyond the present situation, and might help motivate them to do the same wherever they're at. So that's what I think about to overcome adversity, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't want to spoil the end of the speech, but I did really like the end part where you had talked about people in the government being concerned about, the money situation, and the war.
A lot of that seems to come down to that.
And it's like, and you said, but then, okay, so you go up to, so-and-so and say, I'm sorry that you lost your husband or your wife or your dad or your mom and, or your sister, your best friend, and say, I voted, against this because of money.
Yeah.
Money was more important.
I've heard libertarians say that. It's like, well, we can't just stop the military-industrial complex because it's such a big part of our economy and stuff like that. We can't just stop doing that.
It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I don't understand.
It's going to hurt for a minute.
Sure, but I mean, people are coming home.
And people are dying.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're coming home in caskets, and for what? For what? What the heck? It's enraging, and I don't know. I don't want my kids to continue growing up where there's just constant, they'll be celebrating the 40th and 50th anniversary of being in Afghanistan, come on.
This year we might do it.
Yeah, this year. Yeah. So Biden lied. Who lied about the number of troops? One of you were talking about who was lying.
Yeah, it was a report by the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Admitted that there were more troops in Afghanistan and more contractors in Afghanistan than what they'd been telling the president of the United States, the one elected by the people, Donald Trump. He'd withdrawn or drawn down the troops to what he said was 2,500 in Afghanistan. And just the other day, I think it was Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Mark Milley, the emotional crybaby, admitted that there were more troops there and that they'd been lying the entire time. And I don't know if you saw the Mark Milley interview he did with Vox News, not exactly a right-wing rag, but he did an interview 2 days ago where he talked about the number of troops there. And then when they asked him about pulling out and meeting that May 1st deadline, this is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, 4 stars on his collar, a chest full of ribbons, supposed to be the manly man, right? He breaks down and cries about how far back we're going to set Afghanistan women into the Stone Age. We're going to put them back, women's rights, into the Stone Age if we leave now, and shed a tear over it. But that son of a bitch has never shed a tear for any of the people in Pat's home state of West Virginia or mine here in Idaho who have died from the opium overdoses from the poppy fields that are being grown all over Afghanistan now under our protection and our guise. He's never shed a tear for the mother or the daughter that lost their dad or husband in Afghanistan. He's never shed a tear. He shed a tear because he knows that in a year he gets to retire and take one of those $1 million a year salaries from Raytheon or General Dynamics. That's why he shed a
be a
damn tear.
consultant.
And that's
Gross.
Say it again.
I said, and go be a consultant for these.
Yeah, it is gross.
It's a revolving door.
Oh.
We actually have a comment right here. Gary says, but without troops in Afghanistan, who will protect the opium crop?
Oh, there you go.
That's funny that you brought it up as that's
at the same exact time.
Very timely. Very timely. Yeah. Oh. That's a shout out. Yeah, Gary, he gave me the assist. I appreciate it. That's how teamwork is right there, right? But yeah, so it's, when they're lying, there's no repercussion. There's no reason for them to stop lying. And there was a 5,000-page report that was done just a year ago, the Afghanistan papers, that detailed all the lies that have happened in the 18, 19 years of that war. And nobody cared. There wasn't a single congressional hearing. Well, I take it back. Rand Paul had a short hearing about it, but it got no media attention because it wasn't anti-Trump enough. Mm-hmm. And so nobody cared that diplomats, generals, politicians lied over and over and over again and admitted it in this report. Nobody cared.
And no one cares. No one cares.
No.
Nobody ever cares. You can literally...
Well, the media determines who cares about what, and it's whatever they raise a fuss about, and so they just steer public opinion. They just steer it wherever they want it to lead. Wow.
I just find it very... I don't like it.
No, it's not fun at all.
Sorry, I need a minute to because I don't know a whole lot of stuff, we
always lean into our ignorance here, and we learn from our guests, and hope our viewers do too. So
I like to get to know people and find out what they know, and I didn't know that there was.
We like to live on the principle that liberty is generally right. Right. Yeah. And this is a very liberty issue, right? It follows the Constitution, which enshrines our liberties and our freedoms. Mm-hmm. And we feel like if the Constitution does need defending, I'll raise my hand. I'll be the first one there. But liberty always wins. And so if you're based in liberty, this concept is not a stretch.
Yeah, we're pretty liberty-ish here.
Yeah, liberty. Dave, well, that's the thing too, though. With the non-aggression principle, you always just apply that like math. I'm sorry, Pat, go ahead.
I wanted to say, I think one challenge is if you're not, born and bred of the Ron Paul movement or some sort of libertarian activist, mm-hmm. where you don't follow politics or have some sort of political leaning, and that's first and foremost in your mind, sometimes it's hard for the average person out there to connect or figure out why they care. Because they're very much insulated financially, really, from connecting the expense of this massive military complex and this empire that we have overseas and their pocketbooks. I mean, we essentially just debase the dollar to pay for it, so it's very hard to connect logically for the average person. And on top of that, the casualties have gone down largely because of technology and modern medicine, I would say, plays into that. So you're not seeing 60, 70, 80,000 people that were killed in action like what happened, say, in Vietnam. So you're not seeing the number of caskets coming back. Yeah. But I think it needs to be you're still seeing that. It's just to a lesser degree. I just think it needs to be emphasized that this condition cannot go on. It will have the gravest impact on the average person's life out there eventually, and we're going to see it in our generation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, if we don't reverse course, it's the end of the country. It's going to have a very deepening effect, and no one is really going to be able to predict how the cards are going to fall, I don't think. But the empires that came and went before us, when they reached their end, it wasn't a pretty sight for the average citizen.
No.
And a lot of empires reached their end in Afghanistan, didn't they?
No. Now you have written a book talking about that, correct, Pat? You have.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You've written like how many? You've written at least 2 books, right? Several books. How many books have you written?
You did good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've written 3 books.
Okay.
The last one was about philosophy, and it was actually a little bit about the end of the Roman Republic.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah,
So it's called Stoicism in the State of Health.
That's very topical right now.
Yeah.
I don't. So, I mean, what do you say to the person who says, well, we need to be over there because it's...
Well, I like what he said is that it doesn't hurt us as much because we have the technology and we're using robots to kill people over there, and we don't care about the numbers of those people killed because...
Well, we care.
Well, I mean, we care, like, but as a nation, like our family
like,
isn't coming back in
good,
caskets draped in flags.
Okay.
Although they are coming back without limbs and with severe mental conditions.
PTSD, yeah, big time.
And we don't hear about that. It's like, oh, somebody was injured. Yeah, they lost an arm and a leg, and now they're dropped back into society, and they have to like live normal like us when they're living in this whole different world.
Yeah.
But now they don't have an arm and a leg, and then they're expected to adapt.
Hurry up and adapt.
There's a lot of.
Do you work with? Do you guys, either of you, work? I mean, with veterans who have come home who are having trouble, adjusting to normal, society outside of the military. I mean, did either of you have any kind of, experience as far as that goes?
No, yeah, I think we every veterans organization, I think, deals with always tries to connect veterans with the service they need, no matter if that's your specialty or not. That's one thing about the veterans. We are a very diverse group. We come from every racial background, every economic background, every sexual orientation. The veterans are very diversified, probably the most diversified population culture in the entire country. But one thing we have in common that always bonds us together is that ingrained philosophy that we leave nobody behind. So when somebody comes home and says, I need help, or they're not doing well, we naturally wrap our arms around our brothers and sisters we serve with, and we always find the right place for them, generally. And there is an epidemic right now of veteran suicides, and it can be directly correlated to multiple back-to-back combat deployments. So I wouldn't say our organization is designed to find that type of help, but we would never turn our back on a brother or sister that is in distress.
Yeah. And
the veteran healthcare system has gotten a lot better than it was when I first came home. It took me 4 years to get put back together from the injuries I had in Afghanistan. And veterans that come home now, they're integrated right into the VA system right away. President Trump signed the, I think it was, I can't remember the name of it. It was the Veterans Care Bill that said you can go out to a civilian doctor and not have to wait for the bureaucracy of the VA.
Oh, that's nice.
And since then, it's gotten even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
really nice.
We're seeing a big improvement.
Because we just in our little community here, in our little chat here, and we have chats and groups and stuff, and we have a lot of veterans, and we've gotten to know people just doing the show. Like, even when we don't have a guest on, we just chat with the comment section, and we get to know people, and we know a lot of veterans who, they're kids, they went and they served.
I had no idea about
and they missed,
never thought of it at all.
Like that whole high school to college to job, like they didn't do that progression like normal people
and even
do.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, but they had this thing where they got thrown out into combat or whatever, or just being out there, and then come back and try to reintegrate into normal.
Imagine. After 4 years,
go get a job,
yeah.
and be a normal person, and it's like there's a disconnect.
There's a
there
disconnect.
where
yeah.
They have to reintegrate, but they're used to being have a job and following orders, but now they have to come back and care for themselves.
And they were on that schedule for so long, and this is what you do, and
we've seen a lot of them recover, but it's like it seems a lot harder than any normal.
I never even thought about they come home, one of our friends came back, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're so excited for you.
But then they come home and they're like, what do I do now?
Yeah. I don't know, just something.
Well, we have a tendency in our society, we canonize military service, right? We hold them up on this pedestal we celebrate them at football games and NASCAR races, and we tie yellow ribbons around the trees, and we fly flags, and we buy them coffee when we see them in uniform at the coffee shop. I'll tell you, most veterans, sure, we like the 10% discount. Don't get me wrong. We love the really bad fajitas at Applebee's on Veterans Day. But what we'd really like is a simple thank you once a year on Veterans Day it's enough for me. That would be sufficient. And instead of being so patriotic to think that you're honoring your country by thanking a veteran for going over to a war that's never been declared or authorized 8 or 9 times, instead of that, honor your veterans by calling your politician and telling them that enough is enough.
Yes.
Tell them that we've been fighting these wars for too long. Congress has abdicated their authority and we need to take it back from the executive. Whether it's Obama, whether it's Bush, whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, it doesn't matter. The executive is always the one most interested in going to war.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just love that. I want to take that clip out and just share that with from a veteran.
Yeah.
He says
don't put me in this position.
Yes, it would be to stop it. Do something to just stop it. How do you feel about all that, Pat?
You gotta also remember.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I think to go along with what Dan's saying, just to put this into context, the culture we have today is this pseudo mix of some sort of Spartan culture mixed with this secular nihilist, ethical system. If you just go back two generations, both of my grandfathers fought in the Second World War. My grandfather Mcgeehan was in the European theater. My grandfather McIntosh was in the Pacific. They volunteered after Pearl Harbor. They came home at the end of the war. That was the entirety of their quote-unquote military careers. Mm-hmm. They were citizen soldiers. My grandfather McIntosh was he was a carpenter, and my grandfather Mcgeehan owned his own trucking business. That's what they actually did. Yeah. So being a professional soldier, career professional soldier for life in American society, just a couple generations ago, only a very tiny fragment of our society actually ever envisioned that as an actual route to set yourself down upon. That culture that we have today, it just didn't exist just a couple generations ago.
Not that long ago.
It just didn't. And so there was a reason why the founding fathers were always weary about standing armies.
Yes.
And up until the post-Second World War era, we never had standing armies, at least not, outside of the American Civil War, at least not to the magnitude that we see today. So,
yeah, that's just a hammer looking for a nail.
Right. That's right. What are your guys' thoughts on, the draft and all that? I mean,
Sorry, Ryan.
I mean, I don't know if would it ever come back? Would they do it? Do you think? I mean, because we're so far into this and they don't want to leave for whatever reasons. Do you think that's something that could happen again?
I think they learned their lesson from the draft. After the 1960s and 70s, Nixon cut the last final shred of the gold standard in the early 70s. So we've all seen it just in this last year. They can print as much money as they want.
Yeah. That's
they'd
dangerous.
rather not deal with the resistance. What's that?
So that's where it got dangerous, where the pocketbook got bottomless.
Oh, sure.
And then it's endless war. Mm-hmm. It's like, imagine if we had to actually tax people and take their money to fund these wars. There'd be a lot more backlash.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Where we can just
print it out.
Just print it out. Yeah. I ain't feeling nothing. I'm not losing any money that I know of, even though inflation is taking it from my pocket.
That milk is going to cost $65,000.
I'm not seeing people coming home dead because they're flying robots in the sky.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt me.
Right. So they don't.
That I know of.
They don't see or feel. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's frustrating. So what are the other books that you've written, Pat?
The first book I wrote was, if you want to, if you're having sleeping problems, you can, you can read it. It's called Printing Our Way to Poverty. It's on the gold standard and monetary policy.
No, these libertarians will love that shit.
I wrote that like maybe 10 years ago, and then I wrote a book with a buddy of mine called The Liberty Essays a few years back. The latest one I wrote just a few years ago called Stoicism in the State House. That was probably the most successful book I've written so far in terms of sales.
Okay.
That was number one in its category on Amazon for about 2, maybe 3 months. Yeah, so
that's
nice.
Great.
And I that's probably the one that most people would tend to get the most out of or enjoy the most too, because it's written for the layman.
That's the best stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is. Do you have anything in the works coming up, or do you think there's more books within that you're gonna?
Yeah, I'm going to grad school right now. I'm trying to get my doctorate in philosophy, and so and with work and then this business down at the State House, it's coming along a little bit slower. But I'm writing a book on my own father, actually, and his heroes, and how they influenced him. My father was a bomber pilot in the Air Force, and he passed away when I was not quite 15. So anyway, yeah. So I'm hoping to have it done by Christmas. So we'll
that's
see.
Great. That's
amazing.
Great. Dan,
that'll probably be before my book.
Oh yeah. Mine's... I always wanted to write a book, but doesn't everybody? But you're actually doing it.
My book probably have ducks as main characters.
Dan, have you written any books, or do you publish anything in magazines or online?
I know there was that one thing you sent to
Yeah, we've had quite a few articles that I've written, guest opinions and things like that. I am working on my first book right now, tongue in cheek. It's The Army Has Two Daddies, and it's kind of a satire piece. The first daddy is the executive branch. The second daddy is the military-industrial complex. It's kind of a play on the Johnny Has Two Mommies book that's being proposed through public schools right now.
Oh
really
my
cool.
gosh! Is that really a thing?
That's really cool.
That's where we're
You
at.
better give me an advanced copy, Dan.
Yeah.
Of course, Pat, I'm going to ask you for the forward on it.
Oh, he's gonna do
This is why we're homeschooling.
Right? Yeah, we've homeschooled our children from the beginning. I mean, that they went to preschool, but that was it. And then now with the whole, COVID, I think a lot of people were forced into a homeschooling type situation, and a lot of them stayed, even though things have opened back up, sort of, kind of, depending on where you live. But it's great because then we get to tailor the curriculum to, a lot of liberty stuff. Do you guys have children? Do you have kids?
I have 2 adult children and 2 grandkids, and then I have 3 stepsons that are teenagers, 18, 15, and 13.
Oh my word!
So I got started early and finished early, and then started over again.
Oh.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
The starting over.
Yeah.
That scares me.
I didn't know that,
sometimes.
2 grandkids.
Yeah, I've got one daughter. She just got her driver's license last week. She's 16.
Oh my! I'm so scared of that.
Oh wait, you're like my age, so you guys started early too.
Yeah, we spent our 20s.
Yeah, we enjoyed our 20s.
Not having kids, but now like everyone else is like, oh, we're like free and our kids are older, and I'm like, oh man,
Mine's 7.
I don't have the energy for this. I'm only 41, or almost 41, but still, like, oh, these kids have so much energy. It's ridiculous. 12, 7, and 6 is where we are. So now for both of you, like, do you talk to your children about this type of stuff? I mean, and has this been, well, I'm just saying, like, how do they feel about it? Have they formed their own opinions, or do they understand what you're saying as far as like, yeah, that makes sense?
Yeah, my stepsons especially they're with me all the time when I'm driving in the car, and drive time is work time for me, and so they get to hear every phone call that I make. I always have it on the Bluetooth, so they get to hear it.
Nice.
So they get to hear me dog cuss congressmen and senators and their staffers.
Oh, they get the nitty gritty.
Read them the riot act.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're teaching them through example.
Yeah.
And then my oldest son and oldest stepson, they both have considered military careers, and I always tell them the same thing, that there's no greater honor than putting on that uniform and defending your country. But go into it with your eyes wide open, that you may not be serving the purpose that you think you're going in for. And as long as they understand that and they're okay with it, I would encourage anybody to serve their country. And I think the highest form of morality is to join an organization and then work from the inside to change the structure of that organization. I think the lowest form of morality is to stand on the outside and point and say you're doing it wrong. And so anybody that does join, I would just hope that they would join with that principle in mind, that you don't have to be just another cog in the machine. You can affect change through the associations you make, the way you carry yourself, the topics of conversation you have, the things you post on social media. And so as long as my kids joined with that intent, I'd be okay with them serving. I really would. I'd be honored to call them fellow soldiers.
As long as they have that understanding of what is really behind the curtain, Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just totally lost my train of thought. Okay.
That's fun.
That happens. Pat, how about you and talking to your daughter and stuff? How has that gone over? And does she get to listen to calls that you make?
Yeah, she's listened to me rant about this kind of thing for, I don't know, her whole life practically. So
see, I'm okay.
Especially the last 10 years I've been in office. Yeah, I mean, she's heard it all, and so she's a girl that writes her essays in civics class now about how terrible Alexander Hamilton was, and I think Federalists had it all right, and Patrick Henry is her hero. Yeah, and she tears into Abraham Lincoln every now and then too.
Nice.
So.
Okay, so how does that go over as far, because that's...
Do they ever do that in public? Because I'm always afraid that my kids are going to like, don't do that in public. Yeah. That's fine at home. See, because we're at different levels. And so you guys, you identify as Republicans and stuff like that, but you're obviously liberty leaning. And then our comment section now is anarchists, maybe the libertarians, minarchists, stuff like that. So it's like we have a wide array right now.
Yes.
Array, is that even
a word? But that's it. When the kids go and they do this because they believe in it, and in their school or whatever. Does she get pushback from teachers and stuff saying that's not in the book, that's not what we're supposed to be teaching, that's not how we told you the story went?
I'm sure she has. I'm sure my daughter has. She's never told me anything like that explicitly, though. She probably gets a few eye rolls every now and then.
Sure.
Oh, she heard that from her dad, I'm sure. Something like that. But
maybe she's, planting that seed somewhere.
As far as... I'm sorry. What was it?
Maybe she's planting a seed in one of the other kids' minds. That later in life or a few years down the road, they'd say, you know what?
We like planting seeds.
She was right. Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. As far as the other comments about your audience and where do I fall on my political leanings? Obviously I'm a registered Republican, but I would say I'm more of a voluntarist. I got swayed from being a run-of-the-mill Republican by Congressman Ron Paul a long time ago. But I also recognize the need for natural authority in society. I'm a Roman Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
I don't hide from it. I've got portraits of St. Thomas Aquinas on my wall right here. So I'm sort of a mix of some of those different philosophies, and I carry my faith with me very proudly as well.
That's
Sure.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
you said voluntarious. You're cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's my opinion on Murray Rothbard? I see.
That's
I
Aaron.
read Rothbard's treatise twice. As soon as I saw Ron Paul had cited it in one of his works, probably 9 or 10 years ago. So I have a high opinion of Murray Rothbard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you read it twice.
His best contribution for monetary policy.
Yeah, you guys are okay. we'll allow you. We'll allow it.
Well, this has been fun, and I also like to go off of the main subject just a little bit. We'll
get back to it though.
Yeah, we will. Just I like to ask a few questions, just for fun and stuff like that. So you guys can take your turns answering. But we just went through this on Sunday, daylight savings time. I'm still hung up on it because I'm not a fan.
We're still angry about it.
What are your guys' thoughts on daylight savings time? Saving time. Not saving.
I don't know. I have a strong opinion. I like it when I gain an hour of sleep, and I hate it when I lose an hour. So
there you go.
It's a give and take.
That's about
it
the
is.
end of it.
We live in an agricultural society here in Idaho, so I don't have a strong opinion just like Pat, but it does make sense here for our society just because we have so many farmers.
No, that's going to say, like, people said that.
How does it help the farmers? Like that, I want to know how that helps.
I've always heard that it doesn't matter. Like, farmers are going to do what farmers are going to do.
Farmers are going to farm.
Because they all have lights on their tractors, and it doesn't matter. But I don't know. Farming in Idaho is that third rail. You just don't touch it. If farmers want it, you just let it happen.
If they like it, just.
Yeah. Potatoes are king here, so we just let them have whatever. We just put them in the corner. Yeah, just do your thing.
Yeah, I'm not dying on the daylight savings time hill.
No,
that's not your battle.
I just don't like it. So, and since it's been this time of year, I've had to ask the last couple guests.
Yeah, I think the loss of hours of sleep is detrimental more than the gaining of an hour.
Well, you know what I did this year, and it really helped me because I usually feel it.
Oh, you forced the kids early.
I changed the time the day before.
I think that was for us.
At noon, I was just like, boop, we're changing the clocks. I don't even care. It's Saturday, and they're like, wait, what time is it really? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm doing this.
Time is a government construct.
Yeah. But I think it helped me around this time. Foods that you guys like to eat. Some favorite foods to cook. Some favorite foods that you say, I have to go out and get that. This is my favorite food. I want to go out and get that.
Carl, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. Dan, you can answer. Do you like potatoes out there in Idaho?
As long as it's potato based.
It's all potatoes? Wait, I'm Irish, so.
You guys can connect now.
The old me would have clapped back at Pat and asked him if he likes Oxy, but in West Virginia. But
The old me.
Luckily, you're not that guy anymore.
I don't. No, I'm not that guy anymore. No. I'd like to point out that I'm not that guy.
Didn't even say that.
I think Pat and I are both in kind of a stage in our life now. We're both. I wouldn't say I'm not a good runner. I think Pat's a better runner. So we're in that stage in our life where if we even think about eating anything that's delicious or fun, we pay for it the next day when we're running. So
yeah, you feel like you're sinning.
I
just thinking about it.
Yeah, deprivation.
Yeah, right.
I used to run, and then I gained a bunch of weight.
Weight on water.
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna go way. My favorite food is cinnamon gummy bears. There we go. How's that?
Okay, no, that's
wow. That's very unique.
Yeah, because usually my kids are like,
cinnamon gummy bears.
Hot. Movies, TV shows. Do you guys have time to binge watch anything?
We
on
learned
Netflix,
to ask
Hulu?
that.
Yeah, because a lot of busy people don't sit down to watch a show.
But because of COVID, now they do.
90 Day Fiance.
90 Day Fiance. All right. I have friends who've gotten into it. I have not because I can't.
Hold
the
on.
drama.
I'm going to tag a bunch of people right now.
I can't because the drama is too much for me. It's too much. So, okay. Anything else? Dan? No?
I don't watch a lot of TV.
That's okay. Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
What about Pat?
I know people watch it, and I know it's like I get into their conversation.
Pat, you watching anything?
Yeah, I watch. I like. I don't know. I find myself watching when I want to relax and just sort of focus on something. I'll watch old movies from my childhood I used to like. I'm a sentimental guy for baseball. I think I love baseball. It's my favorite sport, but it's real. I'll watch the movie Field of Dreams over and over again sometimes.
Yeah.
I like The Natural too. Anyway, I always wanted to be a professional baseball player, and baseball I just loved, but it just never loved me back. So
Really? Oh,
I never had the arm for it.
Do you have a team that you follow? I mean,
I was a loyal Pirates fan for the 20 straight losing seasons they had, and they turned it around a little bit for a couple years.
I forget that they have a
2014,
team.
15, 16, so
yeah.
So I root for Pittsburgh. I like Boston though too. I like the Red Sox.
Yeah.
You're Irish. Your last name is McKnight. Of course you do.
Yeah.
You're all Irish. I'm a minority.
I'm Scottish.
Oh,
St. Patrick's Day, everybody's Irish. We're Scottish. We're always Scottish.
Do you guys football? Anybody? I mean, I know that coaching high school football. I can't imagine. Dave played football in high school, but we like the Bills. So when you mentioned about a dry season or seasons
or decades,
yeah. Do you guys follow football?
I like college ball. I don't really get into pro football too much. I follow the Steelers every now and then, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I follow high school football just because it's still pure.
Yeah.
It's still about the game. It's still about the passion. You can still see a 140-pound kid succeed instead of some roided out monster. So I follow high school ball and maybe a little college.
Oh, that's great. That's what a lot of people say. Like my dad is like, he follows, the NFL, but he's like, college is
they're still
where
hungry.
it's at because they're hungry.
They haven't gotten the money yet.
Yeah. They're trying. Books that you guys like to read. What are some of your favorites? Do you have like a genre that you say like, oh, I love murder mystery or political books, whatever it is, history kind of thing? What do you guys like to read?
Yeah, my Amazon account right now is pretty disgusting. It's all political stuff, and my favorite authors are like Scott Morton about the Libertarian Institute. He's my favorite right now, or Danny Scherzen, who's just a remarkable veteran writer that's very right on this issue. But mostly political books. I might be the most boring person you'll ever meet.
I need this. Make sure.
We have to ask that question. But for as far as reading books, Pat, what do you lean towards?
I mean, I pretty much strictly read all philosophy. I'm in grad school right now.
Oh yeah, you're doing philosophy.
So it's I have to read it anyway, but I love classic philosophy, especially from anywhere from the ancient Greeks and the Romans all the way through, the modern period. So, I've got some of them with me, but down here at the State House. So my professor allows me to participate in class in the late afternoons after I'm done on the floor session here, just online via Zoom. So.
Oh, nice. So Celeste,
mainly what I read.
volunteer bee over here on Float. She wants to know your guys' favorite podcast.
I need to know this too because I'm running out.
Dave has started listening to podcasts. So what do you guys listen to that you would recommend?
My favorite political podcast would probably be Tom Woods.
Okay, I got that
100%.
one. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, Tom Woods is what I listen to regularly. Scott Horton. But when I just need to unwind and just listen to something that's funny and mindless, that I have two favorite comedians that have a podcast called. One is called Crime and Sports, and the other one is called Small Town Murder. And it's stories of murder told by comedians. And it's fantastic, and it's all done in small towns of less than 10,000 people, and the murders are terrible. But everything that surrounds the murder is fantastic.
Wait, what's the name of that
Small
one?
Town Murder is a
Small Town Murder.
Small Town Murder. It's James Petrogallo and Jimmy Wisman are the two comedians, and it's brilliant.
Okay. Because
Dave's
I need
we're
stuff
gonna
like
go listen to that.
I'm consumed. Like I just recently started consuming them,
Yes.
and I'm like 8 hours a day, like a podcast in my
Network,
ears.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like blowing through like Business Wars and all the other normal podcasts, Joe Rogan and stuff like that. So I'm like, I need more.
Do you guys ever watch Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah, or listen
Yeah,
to it, I
regularly.
guess.
I do sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. I say watch, but I suppose listen. I don't know. I see the YouTube.
No, yeah. Now I'm into the podcast. We don't watch it. We listen to it now,
Okay, I'm sorry.
and we might listen to it fast so we can get through it to the next podcast.
Oh, goodness. All right, guys. I just want to say thanks for coming in tonight to hang out with us. But I really want to get to where, everybody here can follow you, know what you're doing.
More like how can we help
How
this
can- yeah.
this thing this
How can,
protect the guard or
Yes, defend the
Defend the
Guard
Guard.
Act.
Yeah.
How can we help this?
Sure. No, I'll take that one actually. BringOurTroopsHome.us is the website for our organization. But more importantly would be DefendTheGuard.us. It's another website that we operate that actually is specifically focused on the Defend the Guard legislation, which is where we feel we have the biggest lever, the best leverage to affect foreign policy. And if you go to that, when you first get there, you can click on the map and you can click on your state. And when you click on your state, you're in Michigan, is that right?
We're in Erie. Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Yep.
Okay, so in Pennsylvania, this is a great example. We don't have a bill sponsor in Pennsylvania. We've been trying for 2 years to find somebody that responds to the bill. If you have a state legislator that you're friendly with or you think might be interested in taking this bill up, you can leave a comment on your state and it'll come to us and we'll reach out to that legislator and tell them that one of their constituents recommended them to review Defend the Guard, and we'll send them a packet. We write the bill for them. We write the research. We send them all the opposition so they know what they're going to face.
Oh, wow.
They literally all they have to do is put their name on it, beat themselves, and then stand up and be a champion. They're going to take some arrows, but we're there with them. That's our mentality. We'll stand in front of you or beside you, but I don't want to stand behind you.
Nice.
And so we're looking for legislators to carry the bill. And all over both those websites, there's places where you can sign up to get more information. So that's what we would suggest. And then again, on Veterans Day, instead of giving up your seat at Applebee's or buying somebody a coffee at Starbucks, instead of doing that, take an opportunity to call your congressman or write them a letter and just repeatedly continues to sting them right in the ass and remind them that foreign policy is not forgotten.
And those letters, those direct messages, like as an individual human, like telling somebody to do something means a lot. Especially if you like send a letter.
If you write a letter, what? You
to
took
buy
the time.
stamps.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's
To
an
go
investment.
to the post office. That shows.
Too much. The war goes on. We can't afford stamps.
Yeah. That's
Pat,
great.
anything to
I love
add?
that. I love that.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm going to have to run now.
No, that's
But
fine.
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah,
so
thanks
much
for
for
being
being
here.
here, Pat. We really appreciate you and what you're doing. And a lot of people are going to head over to the site that Dan has just mentioned. So I hope that we can somehow help.
I'll see you later,
Get
Dan.
the
Thank you,
message.
guys.
Good seeing you guys. Thank
Bye,
you for having us
Pat.
on.
Yeah,
Thanks,
for
Dan.
coming on.
Have a good
Thanks for your
evening.
time.
Bye, guys. everybody make sure you head over to defendtheguard.us, find out more information, also bring our troops home.us. And I just absolutely love what they said about on Veterans Day. Instead of buying a coffee or saying thank you for your service or whatever, like, go make a phone call, write an email, write a letter, you know. I mean, really, they don't send people over there unnecessarily to die.
They do.
You know, yeah. The government does. They
But
do.
tell them not to.
But tell them that you're not for it. You know, like all these wars are not for our
Hey, I
protection.
see people on YouTube. Make sure you hit like the video.
Like all of it, like the Facebook and the YouTubes and the.
But we have people on YouTube.
Okay.
So we don't like it.
Oh yeah.
Hit that bell.
Well, that was fun. They're
was.
super duper nice guys. And Celeste, great question, by the way, with the podcast.
Oh, let's play that thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna go upstairs and go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay,
But,
I'm gonna see if this works, and then I'll sit here
I
and
also,
watch it with you guys.
real quickly.
Oh.
Before you hit play on that.
It didn't work.
Oh, okay. Can you pull up the picture? Because tomorrow night, I'm gonna be.
I can't just do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you saved it.
Yeah, but I can't.
Dave's not a machine.
Yeah, I can just make it happen.
Not a machine, Mary.
We'll do it afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I am. I'm going to be on Derek's show tomorrow night, talking trashed over on Flote, FLOTE. So come hang out. But I'll be back. I mean, I'm just going to go pee real quick.
All right, I'm going to play this while you go.
Thanks to everybody who was here. This was a lot of fun. I'll be right back.
Thank
I
you,
listened to
Mr.
this
Speaker.
earlier.
Well, I guess you see your answer here with the gentleman that just spoke. They never had any intent to put it on the agenda in the minor committee in Veterans Affairs. And that's why this was necessary, so that I could move it to a major committee with some thoughtful consideration of the merits of the bill. And that's why I'm making this motion. But I know there's a lot of anecdotes about different National Guardsmen or different active duty service members and asking them, hey, do you want a declaration of war before you go off and do your duty? And I was one of those kids after I graduated from the 4 years of hell or heck I did at the Air Force Academy, who was gung-ho and wanted to get into the fight. And I probably would have said, no, I don't want to wait for some politicians. I want to get over there. But that's why we have prudent, wise civilian control over the military. And we all took an oath of office. And the oath of office is pretty objective, but it's becoming more and more subjective as we deny truth itself in this secular age, which, by the way, is a self-refuting statement because you presuppose the very thing you assert. You know, I'm not some sort of 1960s counterculturist, by the way. Look at my haircut. I've had the same thing since when I was 17 years old. It's high and tight. All right? I did my time. My father, and I don't talk about this a whole lot, was killed in the line of duty for a principle. He was an Air Force bomber pilot. My grandfather witnessed the surrender of the Japanese on board the USS Missouri in Tokyo Harbor. My other grandfather traversed Omaha Beach and was part of the Battle of the Bulge. My great-grandfather fought in the Argonne in the First World War. It's not like I'm some sort of hippie proposing this bill. Okay? I don't rarely say this because I don't think it should matter. I like the logic, the ideas. But we want to have people stand up and say, you know, I served these many tours and I know more than you, and they make all these appeals to authority. Well, I'll just go ahead and do the same thing real quick to shut that down, because I come from a lot of experience. My father took his oath of office very seriously, and I do too, and I hope all you guys do. There's a lot more at stake here than this discharge motion. There's a lot more at stake than just this bill. You know, anybody in the service, by the way, and there's a few officers in here that I think one went to the War College. knows just war doctrine, derived from Cicero, goes through Augustine, all the way through Thomas Aquinas. It's taught at staff colleges and war colleges in all the armed forces, but we don't follow it. Every single conflict and war this country has been engaged in since the Second World War, in one way or another, has violated the very just war doctrine that we teach our senior officers. I could go through the list. And the Founding Fathers knew these just war doctrines from these great thinkers and scholars from the ancients and the medieval times. Look, I'll read you a few quick predominant quotes from the framers. The father of the Constitution, James Madison. The Constitution supposes what the history of all governments demonstrates, that the executive is the branch of power most interested in war and most prone to it. It has accordingly, with studied care, vested the question of war in the legislature. Here's another one. The author of the Declaration of Independence. We have already given an example, one effectual check to the dog of war, by transferring the power of letting him loose from the executive to the legislative body. Considering that Congress alone is constitutionally vested with the power of changing our condition from peace to war, I have thought it my duty to await their authority for using force in any degree which could be avoided. Even Alexander Hamilton, who proposed and pushed for a stronger central government. Here it is. The Congress shall have the power to declare war, the plain meaning of which is that it is the peculiar and exclusive duty of Congress, when the nation is at peace, to change that state into a state of war. Yeah. I don't understand how anyone can construe any of the intent from those quotes and many others, I just selected a few, to be what the intent was when this nation goes to war. You know, one thing that happens when we get together as a legislative body, we act a little bit slower than the executive. We debate issues. And war, let me suggest, is the greatest and gravest and most dangerous enterprises that the almighty state and that the government engages in. And so when the power of war is vested in a legislature like the Congress, it has to be debated transparently. And the truth at least has a chance in those debates that are transparent, out in the open, to rise to the surface. So it puts the brakes on before we rush headlong into some unnecessary war again. Sometimes war is necessary. But we've been at war for decades. And I just don't want us to go the way of all the old great civilizations that destroyed themselves financially and at the cost of human blood. I know this isn't some of your issues. This isn't your issue. I get it. You're probably under a lot of pressure from other people saying, vote against this guy. You may like me, you may dislike me. Honestly, I'm pretty indifferent to it. I just like the logic at hand.
I like this guy.
So I just ask you, if you agree with the idea, and you at least think that it deserves a little bit more consideration, all I'm asking is that you discharge it from the minor committee that's not going to put it on the agenda, and so that we can at least have some sort of more considerate, judicious, thought-out debate in the next committee, which is the Judiciary Committee. And I'm sure it'll go down in flames there, but that's all I'm asking. So I take my oath of office seriously, and if we don't have an objective standard like a declaration of war anymore, then the truth's lost. It becomes arbitrary. And we deserve to reclaim some sort of objective standard before we send our men and women into harm's way overseas. And I would just close with the federal subsidies argument that if anyone wants to argue that we're going to lose federal subsidies with this, I don't think we will. I've studied that issue, but I'll be generous. Let's just assume that argument's correct. Anybody that votes against this for the prime reason that we may lose federal subsidies, I would dare you just to show up at the next man or woman who comes back from overseas in a coffin draped in that American flag, and you tell that widow or you tell that orphan, I'm sorry, son, I'm sorry, ma'am, but your father had to die in some foreign conflict that was unauthorized by the Constitution because we didn't want to lose federal subsidies. So I ask for the yeas and nays. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The question is on the motion.
Bam!
Yeah.
Holy shit! All right, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
we're not
now-
we're not political. Like,
How can people sleep at night though? You know, because they're not right in the head if they want to
yeah,
be
that's
in
and that's
control,
fine. Like
you know?
we understand. Like we don't want to, but we're anarchists that are we encourage any activity that leads to a more anarchist society.
Oh. Somehow I've managed to be born, and I'm about to graduate college in the amount of time they've failed to debate and pass a single war declaration.
No, they don't pass any war declarations. They just go to war.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We continue to put our troops in harm's way. Yep.
Yeah, I encourage him to continue doing what he's doing.
Absolutely. I'm going to go to defendtheguard.us and do the whole Pennsylvania thing.
Yeah.
'Cause what? Are you kidding me?
Mary will send some emails out.
I want to send out some emails.
She might lick a stamp.
I will. But I feel that's important, you know? I mean, it's...
No, like the dude said, he's like, here's our situation, this was going on, and his political guy said, like, we're going to help it, this is wrong, you're right, I'm going to change what I'm doing, and then he kept...
all fired up and excited to
and then
his
he
face,
kept
like,
doing
I
what he's
remember
doing.
you,
He kept
and I remember, yeah, like, and then just was like, never going to see that guy again, you know? Like...
What's that, one vote?
Doesn't even care. The politicians don't even care if they see you again because they don't care. What kind of person do you have to be?
No.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
they made a wrong enemy on that guy.
Ooh. Can everybody see that red dot on
No,
my
they
head?
can't see it.
Okay, that's just on our screen. Oh my gosh. And face it. Yes, Tim. Yep. Takes energy and internal conflict. What I found amazing, but also true, that people were running up and you know, he would say like, I'm when he first started out,
Yeah,
you know,
because
and
they were following the political lines.
Okay, yes.
Oh, a Republican has an act? Yeah, I'll sign that.
And then it
Wait,
was
my
like,
friends called me and they said I shouldn't have signed that.
Yeah. Didn't even look into it.
No.
Just signed it. Isn't that how they pass everything? They just don't read it because it's 8,000 pages and you have 4 minutes to
Ryan
read
says
it.
Wisconsin doesn't have a chapter either. That's why we bring these people on.
Yes.
It's like, maybe you guys will send an email out and make this
I don't know,
this
Drew.
crazy
I don't know why
idea
they fudged the
spread.
numbers. I feel like they fudged the numbers because they wanted to secretly hide some people over there still.
No, they just want to look better.
Thing.
No, they want
Yeah.
to look better. Like, yeah, I'm drawing down the troops, but the troops aren't being drawn down.
Yeah, no. Oh gosh. Tulsi was the only slightly anti-war candidate. And
Obviously.
Yeah.
That's what they do with those.
It's just terrible. I said, why war? There's.
What is it good for?
I know, right?
Ugh.
Yeah. I know. I thought of it.
Nothing.
I thought of that Seinfeld episode. War. What is it good for? Elaine in that limo. But it's one of those super frustrating things that, again.
That was fun. I'm glad we had him on.
I know, I can't, but as Jacob Hornberger said this, and it resonates with me. I'm not here to change everybody. I'm not here to...
But you might get Ryan to send an email.
Right, exactly. But, like, I'm not here on Earth to, like, to make everybody anarchists.
Yeah.
You know? Like, no. But there could be an email sent out
Just
from a couple
Matthew
of us.
Smith.
You know? Yeah. And the women's rights thing, what the hell was up with that guy? We can't leave Afghanistan because we're going to send women over, the Afghani women over there back into the Stone Age. Like, and he shed a tear over that. Like,
what I think about is like where Iranian women were before we got involved. It was like super like liberal. They're like just out with their faces out in public, like whores.
oh my,
Yeah.
with their hair down?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then we got involved and now that shit's all covered up, so it's good.
It's all so dumb. It's so stupid, and it's for just a few people. It's for a handful of people. Like, it's for
Carl,
our
good for
government.
politicians, side cash from the industrial, and
Yeah.
and that's what he said. Like the politicians come in and they're like, I only have a certain amount of time here. Let's get rich. Let's get our
Yeah,
friends rich.
yeah.
Let's get everything we can out of there. Okay, I'm out.
I wouldn't either, Derek. But
But Biden's been in there for decades, man, making him and his friends rich.
all right, so we got to go back to. We got to talk about it again real quick before, like, I don't want to go just yet, but I know you have a big day tomorrow. But
I had a picture. Let me
everyone makes
try to
fun
make it happen.
of war by his lyrics are fire.
Studio mode. Let me see if I can do something.
Biden. Oh my gosh! Like, I have to remember who he is, and so he fell up the steps. But I just saw an old man falling up the stairs and no one helping him. That's what I saw, and I'm like, damn, he's gonna have bruises for days.
You were thinking
days.
like he was a human or something.
Yeah, but he's not a human, so. It was so cringy. Like, he was going, and then what happened, and then he tripped again, and then there was a third trip, and it was real bad. Oh boy. Oh, can people see that yet?
Yeah, no, they can.
Yeah, check it out. Guys, tomorrow night, I'm so excited. Derek made this. Derek.
I laughed pretty hard at this.
Yeah, I love this so much. Oh my gosh, guys, please join us on Talking Trash. It's going to be on Float, FLOTE. Check it out. I'm going to be the guest with Derek.
It's
and
Mary,
I'm so
all by
excited.
herself,
And
without me to protect her.
I'm also a little nervous because I've never really done.
Where's his arm?
Besides, well, where's my arm? We're both, out of the.
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. This is great. I love it so much. Perfect. It is like perfection.
Saturday night, 9:30 Eastern.
Absolutely perfection. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to leave this up for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Okay, that's fine. I love it. Because that's like the perfect. I'm just like, It's like, what? Tomorrow night, check it out.
Neither of you seem okay with this.
In the picture.
Yeah, in the picture.
I'm honored, though. I'm honored. I really enjoyed watching Dave on Derek's show 2 weeks ago. That was great. It was a lot of fun. You really are
Look on
leaving
the
that
faces.
up there. Like...
He's doing a better job than Mary. Oh, wait. Kirk just threw a wrench in this.
Threw a wrench in the...
Oh, it's me again.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
it's just... Oh, yeah, you can just drive right up to Buffalo, Dave, if you need to. No, it's going to be good. I'm very excited about it, so I'm pumped. So come visit, please. Yeah. Join in. Yeah, yep. That was trippy, right? Like,
it's Mary without me protecting her, as a man should, from this feeble woman. I love saying shit that's going to get me canceled forever. She cannot protect herself.
Yes. I'm only good at the kitchen. I'll make you sandwiches. Oh, Tim, those who stand for nothing will fall twice on carpeted stairs in dress shoes while running.
Seriously, like you fall once, okay, recover. Fall twice. Oh, you made a mistake.
It's the shame on me, shame on you,
Yeah.
and then what?
Fall 3 times. I don't even know who to blame anymore.
Yeah.
Those stairs are moving,
It's
obviously.
Trump with the golf ball.
Did you guys see that
hey,
shit?
Jeff.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Oh,
I
what
did
was-
hey
I
Jeff
did-
at him. I did
I
it.
think there was one.
Fucking did it.
where, if he dies, he dies.
I fucking hate Jeff at Jeff.
What was the one meme I saw? It was like about the banana peel. Something Kamala was like something about the banana peel or something. I don't know, but anyway. he's so not right, babe.
To our guests who might still be watching or not, nobody watches this long.
No, just in case they're here or anybody who is here to watch the guests specifically. This is just how we get along after.
Because we're not doing an after party. I gotta work 12 hours tomorrow.
Not everyone is Dave, so we need troops in Afghanistan.
It happens. Sometimes I hit my eye on the doorknob.
Oh boy, no. But oh wait.
I feel like Dan's on both sides. Oh, that's Kirk.
He is. Oh, okay. All right, I'm just gonna drink this real quick here.
Yeah, I've tripped up the stairs. Not 3 times though. It's like after the first time, I'm like, recover. Like, it's so hard not to feel bad for that
right,
pedophile.
Have another beer, please.
Like he's an evil lizard person.
Oh my gosh, the drink counters are super off, Jamie.
Oh.
Wait. 1.
I don't even.
2.
How are you gonna count this?
Hold on.
All right, Mary's gonna
Oh, I
mathematically.
reset it. Okay, 1.
I need to get those numbers, like the floating over your head, like she's doing the math. Wait, you're not doing any of my math.
I'm not doing your math. I did my math. Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Craig. Oh. Read your last 2 comments,
Somewhere
Aaron.
on there. Okay.
Okay. Dave's gonna do the reading.
And that's because Reagan survived the attempt. Oh, that was okay. You know, with the exception of Reagan, every president since Harrison elected in a year ending with 0 died in office.
Wait, what now?
I don't know.
Are we talking about,
I'm 14 drinks
every
in.
president since... Oh, wow, yeah. You're not 14 drinks in. Why did you make it 14?
Because I spammed the button.
Oh, okay.
That's how I play
know there's
the
a
game.
whole thing of, like, the years ending in this and stuff.
Yeah. Celeste knows.
That's okay, Craig.
I'm gonna get
We're happy you're here. Better late than never, We had some great guests, though. If you want to watch, go back. You can
Craig,
go back
did you know
tomorrow.
you won last week? Craig won last week.
Did he win?
Yeah, his first month as a patron, he won the gift, which I'm going to catch up on.
Okay.
So I'm going to message you, and you got to give me your
All
address.
the days run together for me.
You have to tell me where you live.
You have to tell Dave.
I want to know where you all
Somebody's
live.
facing that lady doing calculation moves. Let's just thinking.
So I say, I'm gonna get the graphic.
Like, yeah, just the.
No, Barron's
Is it the-
Barron's still in the White House.
Oh wait, no, Barron's hiding in a closet somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah, he's setting up traps. That's why Biden fell down the stairs. Oh my gosh, you didn't see Barron's trap.
Oh.
He set the trap. It was a
That's why
paint
he's-
can.
yes.
A paint can that you didn't
We're
see.
coming over, Craig. He did. That's what
Barron
it was.
sent a paint can down Air Forces One stairway, and that's why Joe Biden fell.
Yep.
No, we figured it out.
Yep. It's all. It has to do with Trump. Kamala kicked out all the
I
potheads
heard
today. What's up with
I heard no, they like kicked all the potheads
marbles
out.
on the stairs? Yeah, some Home Alone shit. Wait, I see Hillary Clinton fleshlight. Why am I seeing that? That's a Kurt comment, of course. Of course. That's a Kurt comment. From his dad's. Right.
Didn't they take that out? Like they took the cameo of
Trump?
Of Orange Man out of Home Alone 2 because it offends too many people and made too many races.
Really? Recently because?
I don't know. I heard a thing.
Wow. How this? So I have a friend who posted on Facebook today. I don't see a lot of. Hi Joel. We love you too. I don't see a lot on Facebook, like, and every once in a while somebody who I'm just like, holy crap, I forgot, like, we were still connected here, you know, comes on and he was like, I just watched the news tonight for the first time in a while and this world's going to hell, you know, and it's shit and I'm freaking out, you know, and I'm just like,
it makes it feel better if you just think of it as clown world.
Yeah, and I didn't comment, but I wanted to be like, dude, that's why I don't watch the news. I have not watched the news in so long. And my parents might come over sometimes, and they'll have the news on. Like, this was back in the day when they would watch the kids. They were in better condition. But, and we'd come home, and they'd have the news on, and I'm like, Matthew, I don't want my kids listening to this shit, you know, because then they start to think and worry, and it's already enough that mom is just being, like, open. Dave's like, hey, you know, got like a 7-year-old here, like, stop talking about that. Yeah. But whatevs, you know. Yeah. Oh, Aaron, you could totally be our.
Yeah, I'll make you a mod on Float. If you're on Float, I'll make you a mod.
No, but there's no way to mod on Float, but he wants to be a mod on Twitch.
Oh,
but he can be our
Wait, I can make him a Twitch. No, I can make him a Twitch mod.
And can you do Float? But definitely make him a Twitch mod.
Yeah,
I'll do
that.
Sure.
I'll do that right now. If I can.
You get your news
if the password's saved.
Ryan. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna make you a mod, bro.
Oh gosh.
Are there people commenting on Twitch?
Hillary Clinton fleshlight is just a whole chicken.
Wait, what?
Right. Hillary Clinton fleshlight is just a whole chicken. Oh, put it in the microwave for a minute.
That'd work. No, you don't even have to warm it up. It's fine.
Yeah, what did they do? Like take her? What did they do?
Oh my gosh.
How did they?
How do I find myself live on Twitch? I don't know how to do this.
How did they determine the people that are
it's showing me everybody else
are on the drugs? People that are on the drugs.
Twitch is scary.
That joke was so joke was so
there we are. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's you laughing.
Wait, where are we? Joke was so
there we are.
Wow,
Twitch is so fast. Oh my gosh. It is like now.
Wow.
Holy cow. If you guys want to react in like real time, go to Twitch.
Go to Twitch. Holy shit balls. That is amazing.
Hold on. I'm going to turn the audio on.
Okay, but amazing.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to turn the audio on.
Okay, so fast. Amazing.
Hold on. I'm going to turn the audio on.
Okay, so fast. Amazing. So Nick Shorts, though, has been on us about Twitch for months.
Twitch is so
years,
fast.
Possibly years. It could be years. So we gotta give
Twitch
a shout out to Nick Shorts and to Aaron and anyone else who's recommended the Twitch.
Look, I just modded
right?
him.
Oh yeah!
I knight you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead and hit those fags.
I don't know what Twitch is, really. Yeah, Twitch is better for streaming. That's what I've heard. Gosh. Like, it's so quick. Which is what I'm like at the end of the day. No, I'm joking. Come on. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Let's get this over with.
Come on. No, I'm kidding.
Let's get this over with.
Come on. No, I'm kidding.
Let's get this over with.
Come on.
Make a look. Stop. Let's get this over with. Stop. Look,
stop. Start smashing buttons. I'm going to start smashing the stream tag. Okay, so Twitch is like Spaceballs, the VHS. Okay, so Derek knows about Twitch. On Twitch, I highly recommend. Okay. Aaron, I know you'll use the power wisely.
I trust Aaron.
Yeah, I totally do too. Yeah, for sure. What's happening? I know, right?
What is happening?
It's yeah.
We're testing latency. Let's test.
So it needs to be
YouTube
quick,
latency.
so fast. Hi, Tim. You're over there on Twitch, right?
So let's go to YouTube's latency.
Dave's doing tests
Live now.
Can you
YouTube's
play?
latency.
Dave's doing tests.
Live now.
Quick.
Can you
YouTube's
play?
latency.
Dave's doing tests.
Live now.
Quick.
Can you
YouTube's
play?
latency.
Dave's doing tests.
Live now.
Quick.
Can you
YouTube's
play?
latency.
Turn it down. You're freaking
YouTube's
everybody
pretty
out.
good. YouTube's doing pretty good.
Wait, why would it be illegal, Joel? Joel, why would it be illegal? Is it because of where you live that it's illegal to enjoy nice weather? I'm sorry.
It is fast holy balls, right?
I have a good time at the gym too, by the way. I really super.
All right, now let's test Facebook's latency.
Yeah, get back into working out.
Oh, I got locked out of something on Facebook.
Oh.
Facebook blocked me on something.
Facebook was
okay,
like,
let me see.
Yeah, wait. Okay,
Oh,
I'm on
that's
Twitch
Facebook.
now.
Is that how Facebook works?
Let's see. Wow, people can sign up. This is fast, holy balls. Kick ass. Aaron has a sword.
Let's test Facebook's latency.
Get back into working out. Matthew. Yes.
Facebook's a little slower. Oh, I got locked out of something on Facebook. Facebook blocked me on something.
Facebook was
okay, let me see.
Yeah, wait. Okay,
Oh,
I'm on
that's
Twitch
Facebook.
now.
Is that how Facebook works?
Dave, stop it.
I can't figure it out. Okay, there we
At
go.
least find the mute button. Yeah.
I found the mute button.
I know it's a lot of malarkey, right? Sheesh. Latency can be the name of your album.
I don't even want to check like Float's latency.
I was told there would be no malarkey.
What's Float's latency?
Yeah, exactly, Adam. He knows we're criticizing. Oh.
Facebook blocked me on something.
Facebook was
okay, let me see.
Yeah.
So this is
over
this
here,
is
baby.
Float's latency.
I
can't figure it out. Okay, there we
At
go.
least find the mute button. Yeah.
I found the mute button.
Float's
Float's a little slow. That's fine.
Sheesh. That's awesome, Gary. Latency can be the name of your album. Yeah.
I don't even want to check like Float's latency.
I was told there would be no malarkey. Malarkey Watch 2021. I feel bad, even though I know he's a piece of shit.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
See, that's the man that fell up the stairs. So,
He bombs and sniffs children.
I have fallen up the stairs also before. Who hasn't fallen up the stairs before?
Wait, we got a lot of people on YouTube. Make sure you follow us and hit that bell and hit the like thing.
And
There's the like thing.
the bells and the whistles and the
and submit a urine sample. Do the thing because we need followers.
and then go to Twitch.
Yeah, but give a urine sample and then go to Twitch.
Yeah.
But make sure you give the urine sample.
But
first.
make sure you have a float account because Sunday night.
Sunday night, what are we watching?
I can't remember. What are we
Land
watching?
Before Time.
Land Before Time.
With Will Ferrell.
Woo! Do you guys remember watching that on Saturday mornings though? Like seriously? Like I mean there was a Land Before Time in the late 80s.
But nobody's going to watch that.
You know, like no, I'm saying but that was how I used to watch that show like
'cause you're old.
Saturday morning. Yes.
You have a blanket on your lap. You're an old lady.
I'm old. I can't let my feet get cold. Oh my gosh, yes. And sub to Talking Trashed, go over to Float, sub to Talking
Did I do a
Trashed.
thing?
Yes.
How did I make that happen?
Yep.
I did it down here. That's the thing.
Yes, because this is happening tomorrow, guys. Only on Float. Only on Float. Yeah. Bob Ross sticker. We have been watching Bob Ross.
Oh my gosh.
Derek, thank you because the other day when you had Bob Ross on, when you were Liberty hanging,
You were so far behind.
the Slee Stacks. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Drew. I put Bob Ross on, and then David was like interested and like, wait, what are you watching? You know, like even though I've had it on before, you know, but I was like, oh, Derek's streaming Bob Ross, you know, and he's like, well, let me check it out then. You know, someone else is streaming it. Hi, Jacob. It's okay that you're late. We're here, happy that you're here.
Tell you he's dead.
Oh. But so we've been watching a lot of Bob Ross now. Like,
yeah,
and
super
he's
wholesome.
all into like, I want to paint. I'm like, I know, me too, right? Like, shake those trees out of that brush.
Is that what he does?
Oh yeah. You just got to shake the trees out of the brush, you know? Yeah. So great. Lots of fun. Absolutely. What the heck kind of sticker is that?
Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. This next Friday, like, we are not gonna have a guest. We're just gonna. We're gonna do
one
this
hand
shit.
is on my hip, the other one's on my leg. Not pinching Dave and giving him black and blue marks. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Just beat the devil out of it.
Yes, I know, right? Oh my gosh. Yay, no guest, Daniel. So excited. Yeah. Next week, it's about you guys.
I promise.
It's
I promise.
100%.
Like, I wanted to
about
do
you
this
guys.
week, and they're like, this week's better. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We had a lot of fun.
Derek, really? Okay, because I'm actually going to suggest to David that he do a paper type thing on Bob Ross to include in his portfolio.
You have to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's so interested in him, and I'm like, let's work on all of this, all of the everything. Let's talk about how to write a paper, because at the end of our school year here in Pennsylvania, you have to do an evaluation with somebody who's accredited, considered accredited by the school district. So I was like, whoa. He's like way into him, like finding out about him, and we've been watching stuff, but that I want to watch. Yeah, yep. Yeah, Aaron. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm such a fat right now, Aaron. I'm like, people are coming to visit in the summer. Like, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Like, get it all together.
Get your shit. Put it in a duffel bag. Get it together. And just get it together.
Yes. Because you guys are coming, and I don't want to be like, hey, let's go to the beach. Because that's how I feel right now.
They're rolling me back into the water again.
But I do love the water, though. So, oh, okay. So June 17th is your birthday, because I can do maths. Look at me. Yep. Wait. See, then we gotta go see Celso on Wednesday. Okay, we should start a chat so we know when everybody is gonna be hanging out with everybody. And then, are you guys going to the falls then? Is that what's happening, Aaron? Is that we're gonna all go up there, and then are you guys traveling into Canada?
Oh, you were talking about Canada.
Yeah.
You can't leave the States. You're gonna get anal swabbed.
Libertarian PBS. Play it. Let's see. Let's offer tax credit. Wait, are there tax credits for private schools because of COVID? I don't even know.
Hold on, we're gonna play this.
I
don't give a fuck about anything.
You said you'd give me 11 minutes, Dan. It's not long at all, Dan. But you said 11 minutes. Yeah. Okay, the fall's on Wednesday. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, everybody's trying out these stickers. Some stickers. Here. Loud. My area. Yeah.
Maybe there's a little bit of little grass growing right along here. Some happy little things.
I love you.
There is Derek.
You love me. We all own our own bodies, so marry who you want and do whatever drugs you choose. And when it's time, you can die with dignity by determining your own end-of-life plan.
I
Officer Winkles.
How you doing today?
I don't have to answer that question.
That is correct.
I'm recording you.
Am I being detained?
Nope.
Which I can legally do because I'm in a public place.
Come back if you have a warrant.
Alrighty.
Know your rights.
Yay!
Okay, Gumshoes, Carmen Sandiego is in a country where socialism failed. That narrows it down to Venezuela, Cuba, the former Soviet Union, Moldova, Laos, Vietnam, Albania, Angola.
So we did some digging into your past.
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
But we still haven't solved the case, Holmes. Why is marijuana a Schedule 1 drug?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Nixon and racism.
What?
You okay? I don't know. Hey, man, it's all right. It's all right. We've got qualified immunity. Qualified immunity. It's not for you, it's just for me. I shot your dog. I shot your wife. I get to go on with my life.
My favorite part is where the character says, I do not want green eggs and ham. And then Sam I Am says, that's fine. You don't have to eat them. That's your right. The end. It's a short book.
Here we see one of the last taxicab monopolies struggling for life. Competitors have entered their ecosystem.
Do you know what eminent domain abuse is? It's when the government decides the neighborhood of make-believe is better used by a Taiwanese LCD manufacturer.
Today we have a real senator. Hello, Senator.
Do that.
How are you doing?
What is your favorite color?
I would have to say blue.
Me too. Tell me, why did you sell all your stock right before the crash?
I mean, it's literally just the tragedy of the commons, but they made it cute.
And that sound means we're in international waters. I'm gonna marry a robot and sell my kidney on eBay.
Yeah, because you can.
My dearest Rowena, today the district attorney filed criminal charges against a two-door sedan.
Carmen Sandiego is hiding in a country that contains an American military base. Is she in Australia, Bahrain, Belgium, Brazil, Bulgaria, the British Indian Ocean Territory, Cuba, Germany, Djibouti?
Menace.
Big red menace.
Circle, square, rectangle, war factory.
All right, Jack, where is your gay wedding cake?
I refuse to bake a gay wedding cake, and you can't force me to. It's my right.
That is your right, but it is my right to kick you off of this show. Please leave.
Yeah, that's fine.
You homophobic bearded meat goblin.
That's right.
Just want enough to warm it up some. I don't want to set it on fire. It's very easy to set it on fire.
Well, today on This Old House, we're at the city zoning office because they think our new porch is 2 inches too close to the sidewalk, which is f***ing bullshit because their sidewalk is too far away from the street.
That's
Which
right.
they'd know about if they'd read any of the emails I'd sent them over the past 18
Yeah.
months. So join us as we waste our whole f***ing day on the
That's right. Don't follow that shit. That's depressing.
The premiere of Thomas the High-Speed Rail has been delayed again. And at the 10 Bitcoin level, you receive a handsome tote bag.
Quack! Good one! Quiet! Very good!
Queen!
What else starts with the letter Q?
Space lasers.
Oh!
John Podesta and Hillary Clinton had an email exchange about hot dogs.
Where do we get these puppets?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and you have a right to defend your house with firearms. With firearms.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit, that was Reason?
It was Reason? Fucking beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so can you post the link here? Dave G wants to know what it is, and also Craig wants to share the shit out of it. Or Jacob needs to share the shit out of it, sorry. Wow.
Reason's pretty tame.
Amazing. That was incredible. Oh my, a small wombat. Oh my gosh, hi, a small wombat.
What the hell did I just post?
Hello.
Okay, so we're good. Okay, friends.
Yay! And Trey! Oh my gosh. What
Hold
is
on.
happening?
Wow. It's actually a small wombat. This is a small wombat. This is a small wombat.
Oh, I missed you. How are you? You gotta play Trey.
Trey.
Trey? How you doing, baby? But he also likes the brap, too. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Bob Ross painting Waco. Set it on fire. Set it on fire.
That was a Waco shit. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna warm it up. Oh, yeah.
I gotta pee so bad. I almost
Go
peed.
pee, yeah.
Okay, you carry this? You good?
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. I just watched that. That was great. Wombat life got a bit nuts. Yes. Well, that's what happens. Life just gets nuts, you know? Dave's pushing me around on my chair. On my wheelie chair. Wow. I hope you guys were here to see what we just watched. Yeah. How long does it take to go to the sink? Well, it takes like 10 seconds to walk to the sink, but like to go to the sink in the sink. Keith's like, I'm not watching you, Dave. Nobody's watching you. But then, you know, it all depends on how much he has to go. Yeah, Trey, how have you been? Yes, what's up? What's up? Is Juan in Texas yet? I don't keep up on things anymore like I should. Like I want to. The kids are like, I want. I'm like, I'm just going to take a nap. Pretty much. Carolina Reaper Bourbon, Dave should try on air. What? Dan says that he has some Carolina Reaper Bourbon Dave should try on air.
Yeah, I'll do it.
He says he's in, Dan. Yes, Kirk. Kirk. Love you, Tim. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Yes. I won't be here for 10 days starting Easter weekend. Awesome. Easter's my birthday. We have birthdays on Easter, I guess. I should say it that way. Yeah, yep. Wait, damn, too bad it's not a thing. Oh.
What's not a thing?
It's not a thing.
What's not a thing?
Dan said it's not a thing. It's a thing.
He's
somewhere.
faking me?
Faking you out, boy? Yeah. The funny thing is, I think Reason did that ironically, but it turned out unironic. Is Celeste still here? I don't know if she's still here, but I need to tell her that the pizza logs that we get are
from
the pizza
Buffalo.
logs. They're from Niagara Falls. Derek, the pizza logs we get are from Niagara Falls.
Yeah, they're all over tops. I'm gonna go eat some right now.
Yes. Is that the pigeon? Is that the pigeon? I'll just get some Carolina Reapers and Suburban and make it my damn self. I hope you drink it first, though. Like,
All right, I should go to bed.
Good night,
It's
Aaron,
almost
love
midnight.
You. Scared when I saw it.
We did a show, and they might share the show.
Ah, there you go. Yes.
And then we're continuing on like this.
The bunny. It just happens to fall on my birthday. You know, it just happens to fall on my birthday this year. Yes.
Oh, is that an old
I'm
one?
alive. Got a brother to get married off tomorrow. Oh, well, have fun at a wedding. Weddings are. I love weddings. And I feel like we don't get invited to many weddings anymore because we're old, you know? Like, everybody's, like, had their babies, and now the next thing is going to be, like, our kids' graduation.
No, Trey, we gotta go.
So, have fun tomorrow, Small Woman. Thanks for coming in to say hi. Seriously.
All right, let's say good night
Okay.
because we did a show with people, and they might share it, and we're continuing on like it's an after party.
Yes. So you should clip it and then, you know.
Yeah, I should do a thing, but I'm not gonna do it, and they're not gonna do it. Nobody's gonna do it.
It is. It's delicious. Oh, I should definitely do that, but I'm still here, so happy to get pizza logs. Yeah, we're gonna go eat pizza logs. Yes, yes.
But
thanks, everybody.
If you want to eat pizza logs, we gotta go.
We do.
We gotta go.
I know. And so tomorrow, don't forget, Talking Trash, 9:30. You know, it's every other Saturday.
Yeah.
And then
He
on
watches
Saturdays,
movies. Yeah.
and on the Saturdays that he's not doing Talking Trash, he's watching movies. And last week was I Am Legend.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, so see you guys hopefully tomorrow
Yeah, thanks
night.
for hanging out, guys. Make sure you
And then come back
subscribe
Tuesday
and comment
for
and hit the bells and
Float.
everything that
not Tuesday, but Sunday night movie night.
gets us like one more like for when you guys leave, because you're gonna leave. You're not gonna stay here forever.
Yeah.
But we'll be here forever.
Thanks, Ryan. Ryan's gonna let us end the show. Juan's here. Oh my gosh,
Who?
Juan.
Oh, hi Juan. Oh,
Where are you
I
at?
have a
You gotta
Juan.
do the one. It's been so long.
I don't know my buttons anymore. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's so loud.
Juan. Oh, I miss you guys. Love you all so much. Yes.
Yeah.
Juan and Trey. I'm just excited. All right, so we're gonna go because I want pizza logs. And Dave has to work 12 hours tomorrow, so that's really like
Well,
the,
whatever. Yeah, Dave
you
got work
know,
till-
yeah,
yeah,
that's level,
Dave
yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
The dude abides.
Yeah, totally. Lots of what did he say? Like ins and
Lots
outs.
of ins and outs, and like, you know, it's like
That was fun. Sunday night.
yeah. Sunday night. What are we watching? Land Before Time with Will Ferrell. So make sure you get your float account and hang out with us. Follow us. Later.
Love you.
Personal kid, but I must go all out. Just this once. Bob's or Vagana, whichever will it be. Set the fuck down, TC Reese, I'm here to spill the real tea. You tryna dethrone me from spot on number one, but you India, you lose, so best think you haven't won. When I'm through with you, we're gonna be completely fucking done, cause we only just begun. I review you, 0 vibe is gone. So come on, T-Series, looking hungry for some drama. Here, let me serve you bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just crying for their mama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series just with themselves in their pajamas. So who the hell is Bob and why you wanna kiss him? Ew. I'm a blue-eyed white dragon while you're just dark magician. You got a fifth of the population in your nation, but I got 90 rolls of worlds to hold your defecation. Oops, Multipatlo, what the fuck is that even supposed to mean? Your language sounds like it come from a mumble rap community. No papa, yes papa, Johnny. Now download the sugar and let's throw this fucking party with some bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just crying for their mama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just wet in their pajama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. You got a population of 1.32 billion, but most your videos can't seem to hit even a million. Subbot!
Magic potty, baby, your bottle's all done. If potty training time will be so much fun. I help you with your training pants, you make me so proud. Your potty feels like magic, then it flushes out loud.
It's fun to help Magic Potty Baby learn to use her potty. Flush and you're ready for next time.
Magic potty, baby, I'm so glad that you're mine.
Magic Potty Baby and her Magic Potty. No water, no mess. Batteries not included.
Mary's already doing stuff. But Gordy, fuck. Gordy came at the end of the show. But then you just come in and say, fuck. I want to say hi, Gordy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for clicking on our video on Float. Daniel, thank you for giving me that phone number for domestic violence. But actually, I could take Mary in a fight if I had to. I could do it. I'm not scared. Alright. I gotta go to sleep because I got a big day tomorrow. No, there is no after party. Daniel. Like it's getting like light up top, but it's getting like long in the back. But I refuse to get a haircut where I have to wear a mask, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna collapse before the system does. Ryu, I got you. It might be. It used to be super thick, but now it's getting lighter. Like, especially up front. Like, I figured by now I'd be able to pull it back, but it's taking forever. I love all you guys that, like, hung out this long for me to do this stupid shit. Aye, night. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna go eat some pizza logs and shit. But Sunday night, let's go watch Land Before Time on this channel. And Tuesday and Friday, we'll do shit here. See you guys later.